Josh, I just realized that there are students showing up to my yoga classes and my Pilates classes that were not supposed to be because they're coming in on ClassPass, but they're coming in on ClassPass onto the classes that I said ClassPass can't access. Then I went and looked at it and realized there's a whole new system that they're coming in on with ClassPass. What the heck do I do? That's exactly what we're talking about. This is another episode of Ask NBC. I'm Josh, and I'm my business coach, and ClassPass has just changed their system. You need to know about it if you own a wellness business, and especially if you are using ClassPass or thinking of using ClassPass, because it is not a small change. So, what's interesting about this change is that I think it's a major pivot from ClassPass because of dynamic pricing in mind-body and some other changes that are in the market. And it's really intelligent from a business perspective on their side, but it completely changes our approach. So there are a few things that have happened. One big change is that you no longer buy memberships based on a number of classes. You're now buying memberships based on a number of credits. And then the credits get applied to purchasing other things, such as classes. But the big reason why they made this switch is that ClassPass has recently integrated with other programs than MindBody. So they're diversifying their market, which is smart on their part. But their market diversification is including things that are not fitness. So now they need the ability for people to be able to use their ClassPass credits to go and purchase something at a chiropractor, a massage therapist, a hair salon, and they're thinking about things like cooking classes in the future, or even a restaurant. So there's definitely the potential for this to grow in terms of what they're offering, which is really exciting from the consumer standpoint. But the other big change that they've done with this is they've realized that some of the studios, like any of the ones I've been working in over the last couple of years, we've been putting in place specific upsell systems for the people coming in on ClassPass. And usually the first step that we do is some sort of a supplementation pass. So the idea is if someone comes in and they only have 3 classes at your studio per month, they want to take classes not at the times that you allow, and they want to do more than 3 classes a month, we have a miniature behind-the-scenes pass that's for that purpose that auto-recurs often as well, so that they can come into any class and use that pass and maybe get 2 or 3 extra classes per month. Because getting them in the door using ClassPass as a marketing tool, which is really what it is for your business, is great, but if you can't convert them to something, it's almost completely pointless. They have solved this issue for themselves by offering what they call premium services. Premium services are a higher priced, dynamically priced drop-in that you can purchase to go in and take classes that are not in the restricted times of most studios. Also, you can go in and take, so where you used to only be able to do 2 or 4 classes per month, depending on where you went, now you're going to be able to use those up and then show up again, or show up at a class time that is not normally allowed, and just pay a drop-in fee for that class. But the drop-in fee you're paying is going to ClassPass, and it's a discount from if you paid a drop-in at the studio. So this is basically a straight-up copy of MindBody's dynamic pricing system, which, as a side note, is a really good indicator that that model works and that consumers will use it, because in ClassPass it is definitely happening. So food for thought there. But it also means that you're getting people that are, again, not buying a pass from you, not buying a supplemental pass, not buying a 10 class or whatever it is, and instead just doing a drop-in, coming to the classes that you might fill anyways and paying a discounted rate, which may not be your intention, especially in a large center. One of the things that we're getting complaints from owners on right now is that ClassPass has implemented this without notifying a lot of you guys. So if you run ClassPass, you need to check. See if people are coming in and using ClassPass to class time slots that you did not say that they were supposed to be able to access, because that's happening. Side note on that one, we're also finding that most owners don't check their payout based on their agreement with ClassPass from their rep on how much they're supposed to be getting paid out on visits. And when we go back and check, in 30% of cases that we've checked, they're getting underpaid. So you need to go and check on this stuff as well. And then the final couple of things ClassPass has also pivoted on is they have an a la carte option now. So now even if you don't have a membership to ClassPass, you can just go on their app, find a studio who's on ClassPass, and pay a drop-in rate based on the dynamic pricing model. So it's based on the availability of the class, and just do a drop-in. But the drop-in again goes to ClassPass, and the studio gets the payout from that. And usually those premium services, you get paid at about 25% more, but you're still making way less than if the person just came to your studio and did a drop-in, and the ability to convert them is very, very difficult. So they're actually reaching deeper into, the local fitness culture, the local health culture, and allowing people to purchase through them and getting their piece of the pie without someone having to become a member with ClassPass, which is an incredibly bold move as well. It definitely complicates things. I'm going to do another video very soon, another Ask NBC, so stay tuned for that. That will be about online courses and online video fitness, because this market is not new, the concept is not new, but the estimations of growth for it are insane for the next couple of years, and how you leverage that as a brick and mortar studio will be very important. One of the examples is the final piece of the puzzle. ClassPass now has ClassPass Live. So you can pay a membership fee, it's very inexpensive, $9 a month or something, and do streaming classes through their system. The bottom line is, if you participate with ClassPass, your ability to use this as a real marketing tool to get people to come into your studio and then convert them to something else is becoming exceedingly difficult. So how do we actually deal with this, basically, is the big question. The two power plays that you have as a small business owner when you're integrated with something like ClassPass, you can go into your MindBody system. So it is from the Home tab, you go to your Manager Tools, and at the bottom on the right side is the API integrations. Go in there, find the integration, and remove the integration. That's how you just cut them out. So regardless of anything else, you don't have to talk to them, you don't have to do anything else. You can just turn it off and completely disconnect your system from them in your MindBody account at any point in time. So for some of you, you may decide that that's a good idea. But the other thing to realize is that you can still control who goes into your classes physically on the ground. Now, I know that you have an agreement with ClassPass, but a couple of studio owners have been doing this. If they didn't explicitly agree to allow ClassPass students on the new premium pricing plans to come into a specific class time, they actually just turn those students away and say, sorry, this was a mistake by ClassPass, contact them. And in one case, the person pre-contacted 5 or 6 students who had pre-booked during the week in class time slots that they did not allow them to be in, after they had reached out to ClassPass and hadn't heard back, of course, as well. And after emailing 2 or 3 times, not hearing back, as soon as they pulled that, they had a phone call from their ClassPass rep in under 30 minutes of time. So we have to remember that ClassPass doesn't actually have a product. That's why they're pivoting into the streaming. You are their product. So you can kind of revolt a little bit here, and that might be a power play that you need to do just to get the attention from them to have the real conversation about what's going on. The other big detail is you've definitely got to have an upsell offer for ClassPass people. This doesn't work as well with their a la carte and their premium services, but if you are letting ClassPass people come in and use classes at your studio, have something to offer them. And understand that the average number of visits that somebody participates in a fitness industry is 1.7 per week. So if you're doing classes, people don't come 5 days a week. That just doesn't happen. I don't care how many people you think you know that do. There is so few of them statistically over the grand scheme of who's out there. So offering them a large purchase pass when they already get 2, 3, 4, 5 per month anyways with ClassPass is not going to work. So this is one of the few cases where you may need to have a behind-the-scenes situation that is similar to what they're trying to solve with dynamic pricing and a la carte pricing, where you allow ClassPass people to do a small bulk of classes. They can buy 3 or they can buy 5 per se, and they get like a whole year to use them, and those are the additional supplement classes for when they go over their allotted amount, and also if they want to take a class, it's at a time that you don't allow them to have the time. This also works good in conjunction with when you have a very limited schedule that you allow ClassPass to come into. So your prime slots, just take those out. Don't let ClassPass come into those slots. Some pretty tricky stuff. The industry is changing, and the way the consumer is consuming these products is changing. This is a really good example of that, and it just goes back to really dialing in your business and making sure that your business is completely authentic to who you are and what you're offering, that your product is absolutely smooth, that your delivery and your sales system is great, and that you're willing to do everything in your power to help your students succeed, to raise their status, and to get them the transformation that they're coming into you for. This is more of a business play than it's ever been, so make sure you're getting this stuff dialed in. If you want to schedule a free strategy session with me, I'll give you 1 hour for free. I'll put the link down below here for you to schedule it in. There's no strings attached. We can just have a straight up open conversation about your business and what's going to do the best for you. But if this video was helpful, check out the other Ask NBC videos. Of course, hit the like button and the share button, and send your comments down below. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.